Hey guys, I'm Mike Hungerford. I'm the owner, main installer here at KarTele Mobile Electronics in Waterbury, Connecticut. I've been at this location now for about 5.5 years, an owner for about 5. I've been in the industry probably about 18 years, working at various places. Took a little hiatus, was out of the industry for a while, but she pulled me back in. So I'm here on this Sunday, hopefully getting done before football starts. We're going to do this 2022 Installer of the Year award. I wasn't going to throw my hat in the ring for this one. There's a lot of great talent out there, great fabricators out there that, frankly, I'm not there yet. But I was blind nominated for this, so I'm happy to do this and kind of honored that I was blind nominated. And I'll show off what I do. I'll show you guys what I do as an installer, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching. The number one biggest challenge I had this year, personally, was the loss of 2 very dear friends of mine. I lost someone who first gave me a shot in this industry, very good friend of mine, and very unexpectedly also we lost Rob, who actually opened this store and helped me transition from being the guy in the back to being an owner and installer. So that was really tough. The other would honestly be learning new equipment. I think we all had to go through that this year. A little bit of pain in figuring out the new products, but we all made it work as an industry. But that was a huge setback for a lot of us. You know, my coworkers. How would my coworkers describe me? I'm the boss, so they have to describe me as the greatest guy ever, right? They would say that I'm very particular about how things get done. Very particular about making sure if there's multiple zip ties, they're facing the right way. It's the little details and those little things that really matter to me. So as long as something leaves here working, it also has to be a good quality installation. We want the wires where they're supposed to be, zip ties flush cut. If I look over a job and I see a zip tie wrong or something like that, I'm the guy, I'm going to cut it off, redo it, and reflush it. And not just with zip ties, that goes along with everything. The wires ran properly behind other wires if they need to be. I'm very particular. And then as far as appearance, they would definitely say we like to keep it clean around here, so we're constantly neatening up. The showroom area never gets messy. The bay gets a little messy sometimes, but we're quick to clean it up. And I would say as far as the store culture, I constantly ask the guys, or the guy and the girl, what I can do to help them do their jobs better. So in that regard, as far as helping out the store culture, I don't know that I can do that any better, honestly. I take all the input we can possibly get, and we make the changes accordingly, best we can. My installation specialty, let's call it OEM integration. I'm a big fan of getting, whether we're doing audio, whether we're doing remote starters, getting our equipment to play nicely with the OEM stuff. It's using the proper dash kits. It's using the proper modules behind the scenes. It's even the remote starters, everything looking as factory as possible, especially in those cases where we're not using a T-harness, we're not using a couple piggyback plugs. It still is going to look factory. That's where I come in. I think if I can take a dash panel down and I have a hard time finding where I put the unit, or that we even did an install, that's an A+ in my book. What do I want the customers to remember about the process? Nothing. I don't want them to remember anything except for when they're driving down the road listening to music, or they use their remote starter in the morning. When somebody else asks, hey, where did this get done? They're going to say, oh, you know what? I got this at KarTele, and it works awesome. That's all they need to remember, is that they came here, they had a quality experience. They don't need to know anything about the installation process. They don't need to know how we did what we did, just that it works. All right. A lot of times we do work hand in hand with the customer, mainly the boat guys and the Corvette guys. really are the ones that want to be in there with us. But for the most part, we try to make the entire process as seamless as possible for every client. All right, guys. So who else in the industry has had an influence on me? Let me see. It goes Reggie, Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, Andre from Outkast. My bad. Let's start with Jonathan Mercado. A lot of you guys know him. He has had a huge influence on me since the day I took over this store. He's always been there to help. He's always been there with advice. And I see the way he talks with other people as well. And I think we have a mutual respect with each other. And he's been extremely helpful with me getting to this point here. The other one would be, I guess we'll go to experience. A couple years ago, I had the chance to go down to Mobile Solutions, and 20 people, 25 people were in there. I'm pretty sure Brian Schmidt shared about 1% of his knowledge and had a huge impact on everybody that was in that room. I came back here, immediately revamped my whole area over there for woodworking because I saw how badly I was doing things. So that right there was a huge help in that. And I hear they have another little shindig going up again in March, so we'll be down there at that one too. Last and most importantly, why I should be part of the top 50 installers. Again, like I said earlier, I've never thrown my hat in the ring on this one. It's always seemed like it was a very fabrication geared award, which that wasn't one of my strong suits. One of my strong suits is that every single unit, no matter whether it's a radio, a ZZ2 piece, whatever the case may be, any kind of modules, they're installed perfectly. They're installed neatly. They're installed cleanly. They look factory, no matter what we touch. The few fabrication projects that we actually do, they just look good. They look clean. It looks factory. It looks like it should be there as OEM equipment. When we work on boats, whether we work on bikes, whether we do ATVs, cars, trucks, you name it, everything's properly protected. Everything's properly installed. And by that, I mean with the right covering material. If it's a waterproof situation, they're waterproof connectors. If we're doing bags on a bike, do the disconnects. We do everything the way it should be done, frankly. Nothing is leaving here half-assed. I don't need something coming back because the guy says, oh, dude, I can't take my bags off. No, he's got a little connector there. He's going to be able to take them off. Our failure rate is very, very, very minimal. And most of the time it is due to a defect on the part more so than a defect on the installation. All right, guys, so here's my work area. Here's my tool cart. Keep my sockets right at arm's reach. And there's usually a magnet thing on here too, so we can keep all the screws handy, whatever, what have you. This thing here is just awesome. You keep everything really nice and close, right, easy, nice and organized. Everything's easy to get at, whether I need a grommet, whether we need a different type of screw, it's all here, easy to do. And for those broken clips, we got a bunch of those too. So this is my toolbox, my workbench. I don't have the most expensive tools in the world, but I spend money on the right stuff. Like we've got the nice lighting, great soldering irons, keep all my drills and everything up here, nice and neat and handy. It's all our adhesives and whatnot. And then the old toolbox shot, all our test equipment's in here. This is the money drawer. So it's not only the most expensive drawer in the house, but it's the one that makes us the most amount of money. So this guy here, this is my favorite. Yeah, we got the RTAs, got all the right meters, everything I need to do everything properly right here. Then over here, we have our supplies for the 12 volt clean wire club, as we like to call it. And all the other stuff down here, all the flex stuff is in here, different type of tech flexes, and you name it. That's all through here. to throw up a reel here, some of the work we've done. If you guys think I'm deserving of this top 50 award, please vote it up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for that blind nomination as well. And that's it. I'm Mike Hungerford. This is my shop here. Hopefully you guys see something you like. Thank you.